Hey, love. So, this is Valerie Love with a quick message to you about why you may be compromised. You may be compromised if there is vital information about yourself that you don't know. This is what I mean. In your life, many things will happen to you. There will be crisis. There'll be chaos. There'll be problems. There'll be issues. There'll be relationship breakups. There'll be people who will come and go. There'll be losses, transitions, or so-called deaths. There'll be births. There'll be many, many, many things that will happen to you in this earth plane that we're living on, this earth dimension. What will help you or support you in successfully meeting a crisis or successfully overcoming chaos, some issue in your life, is how well you know yourself. So Neo in the Matrix went to see the Oracle. And in the first conversation with the Oracle, she said, "Oh, and don't worry about the vase." And Neo was standing in the kitchen and he said, "What?" And he knocked over the vase. It fell and broke. And he said, "I'm so sorry." She said, "I said, don't worry about it." So he says, "Well, I'm here because Morpheus thinks I'm the one." She said, "Well, what do you think?" He said, I really don't know." She said, "There's a sign over your head and it's in Latin. It means know thyself." Now, this is a very important message because in the ancient temple at Delphi, where there sat an oracle, where people came from all over the world to hear the words of the oracle, to pose their questions to the oracle, to ask questions of the oracle, on the temple, right over the doorway, the entrance to the temple, before you walked in to see the oracle, was a sign: know thyself. There's three important pieces of information you need to know about yourself with regard to your birth. That is your entry into this third dimensional time-space continuum. Number one, you must understand, or you get to understand, you don't have to, can if you like. I just saw a rabbit go by out the window. Love that. It's a beautiful sign, a hair, fertility. And number one is what you need to know, what you would want to know about yourself and your entry into this time-space continuum is the astrological information that pertains to your entry. That means your sun sign, your rising, your moon sign. You want to know what is the spiritual significance of your entry into this time-space continuum. That's the astrological influences. Where that is the cosmic weather that was happening when you made your precise entry. That is key because it will govern so much about your entire life. You must be real clear about the spiritual significance. If you to truly know yourself, be really clear about the spiritual significance of your astrological, the cosmic weather, the whole astrological spiritual implications, the deeper spiritual understanding of the exact moment you entered. That's number one. For me, I am born under the scales of Libra. That holds a tremendous amount of information, ruled by the planet Venus. So right there, it gives us a tremendous information, a tremendous amount of information about how I operate, about the influences in my consciousness, about my psyche, about the archetypes that lead and guide me. Number two, you must understand your tarot birth card pair. So every person was born under a tarot birth card pair, two cards that are in the major arcana that tell you tremendous amount of information about your life path. Mine are the Emperor and the Death card. Now, most people would think, ew, you're born under the death card? How many times have we seen a movie and it had a tarot reader and it had someone went to see her and she had a crystal ball and she spread out the cards and then her finger went to da-da, dun da da da, the death card. Ugh. And the death card doesn't mean physical death most of the time. It does not portend that at all. Death means transformation. That my life, My life path on this planet is about radical transformation, my own transformation, and supporting and affecting the transformation of global consciousness, supporting you in your transformation. So the Emperor card for me is about authority, rulership, governance, and being on the throne in my own kingdom and not abdicating my throne to someone else. Now that has happened over and over again in my life. I can't tell you how many times I've abdicated my throne to someone else. And that when I look at my birth card pair, I remember, ooh, the Emperor is calling me to sit on my throne. Number three, the third piece of information that you want to have pertaining to your birth, your entry into this time space continuum, the precise moment that your soul is playing double dutch on the other side. And you know how you play double dutch? Because you're getting ready to come in at the perfect, most opportune time. So you did a lot on the other side. You got together your father, you got together your mother, you got together the elements, you got together what skin complexion you were going to be, you got together what part of the world you were going to be born in, you got together what the major issues are going to be that you were going to work on in this life. You got together what clans you would be with. You got together some of your major soul partners, these soul travelers that are with you on your soul journey and your soul clan. You got together when some of them are going to enter and when they're going to leave and how you're going to help and support each other. You did all this from the other side, and you, with your soul, with the support of your spirit team, your angel guides, the council on the other side, we can call it heaven, we can call it the dimension of light, the endless world. We can call it the 99%. In Kabbalah, it's called the 99% realm where everything is real. When you were there as a soul, you made all of these very powerful choices and decisions, and it's all outlined in your divine destiny plan. And this divine destiny plan, though it is not set in stone, it is a guidebook, it's a blueprint for your life. So you had the exact entry point. And so when you came in at that exact entry point, you want to now, when you get on the other side, sometimes we forget. We forget that we set all this stuff up before we came here. Nothing is by accident. Everything is by law. God is a God of order, and order is the first law of heaven, the first law of creation, order. So the third piece of information that you want to know about your entry into this time-space continuum is your galactic signature. What is your galactic signature? Well, while your astrological influence is determined by the positioning of the stars and the planets and the constellations at the exact moment you were born, and even more, the cosmic weather, your galactic signature is more about where you are on the 13 moon calendar. This is the calendar that is actual natural time. We are on in this country as I am filming this. I don't know when you're watching it or where you're watching it from. In this time space continuum where I am sharing this information with you, we are following the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar is a man-made construct. It is artificial time. I heard that it was created for greater taxation. So there was a financial component to it. Whatever it is, we know that it is artificial. Why? Because some months have 28 months, but sometimes it's 29. Some months have 28 days, but in some years, every 4 years, it has 29th day. And some months have 30 days, and some months have 31 days. We can see that there is some tomfoolery going on there. It's not true divine timing. Divine timing is called synchronicity. Synchronicity means that you are always at the right time, at the right place, with the right people, and that your life is meeting up with other beings of light by synchronicity. Some would call it coincidence. However, as we have already discussed, there is no such thing as accident or coincidence. There is synchronicity, order, and law. So that third piece of information, your galactic signature, exactly when you came into this time-space continuum on the 13 moon calendar, which is real time. Moons. The moon is the actual cycle we can go on. The moon, because the moon is never changing. God set it in an order. We always know when we're going to have the waxing moon, the waning moon, the new moon, the quarter moon, the crescent moon, the three-quarter moon, the full moon. It's a cycle. It's natural time, natural progression. Ancient people knew this really well. They were not caught up in artificial time like we are, who are tied to the technological age, and we are not as attuned to the natural flow of the moon, the sun, the stars, the winds, the waves. Tune yourself to these energies, and your life will be very different. So, galactic signature. My galactic signature is white cosmic wizard. No surprise there. White cosmic wizard. When I found that out, I was like, okay, gotcha. White cosmic wizard. And your galactic signature also comes with a 5 or 6 line affirmation that's imprinted on your soul, that amps up your energetic field and that aligns you with your highest self, your cosmic self. Okay? Mine is I endure in order to enchant. That's the first line. Transcending receptivity. That's the second line. I seal the output of timelessness. That's the third line. With the cosmic tone of presence. That's the fourth line. I am guided by the power of endlessness. That's the fifth line. That is my affirmation according to my galactic signature of white cosmic wizard. What's your galactic signature? What's your tarot birth card pair? What's the spiritual significance of your astrological entry into this time-space continuum? If you do not have all three of those pieces of information, you may be compromised. I won't even say maybe, you are. Because there is not a problem, there is not a situation, there is not a crisis, there is not an issue that has ever come up in my life that the answer cannot be found in one of those three. It's either going to be somewhere in Libra and all the astrological occurrences and influences when I was born. It's going to be somewhere in the Emperor and the Death card, or it's going to be somewhere in my white cosmic wizard, my galactic signature, and I get to dive deep into all what that means, all of that and what it means. So this video is to simply share with you, don't be compromised. One of the most foundational readings I offer is your birth information, your galactic signature, your tarot birth card pair. Get them. Order that reading today. It's on my website, valerielove.com. Click on services, and right there you'll see it. I would love to give you that information so that you no longer be compromised. Remember that sign over the temple at Delphi when we enter to see the oracle. Know thyself. I love you. Be blessed.